You are listening to Layback with Betfair. Now we're joined by a couple of special guests to preview the Inter-Dominion Saturday night at Albion Park. And what a great meeting it is. 5 Group 1s, the Queensland Oaks, the Queensland Derby, and a few others. Obviously, the Inter-Dominion Pacing Grand Final and the Trotting Grand Final. I can't wait. Liam, it's going to be a great night as I welcome in Ryan Spice and Brett Carroll. Start with you, Brett. How are you, mate?
Hey, very well. Thanks, Tom. Yeah, thanks for having us on. Looks a great program on Saturday.
Look forward to it. You were chatting off air, and Ryan, I think you said this was the best meeting of the year for the harness. Is that right, or right up there?
Yeah, it's certainly the best meeting for quality in Queensland for the year, but I would say it rivals any other card of racing anywhere in Australia. It's jam-packed full of talent, and we've got the two Inter-Dominion Grand Finals as the highlights.
Well, you're on fire. You've got big shoes to fill, don't they, Liam?
They certainly do. They're coming off some absolute stars joining us as our special guests. We've had, as we spoke at the top of the show, Andrew McCulloch went 2 for 2 in the NRL first week, and then Joel Williams 4 from 4 in the AFL last week. So we're expecting big things. But having a little look down the run sheet, there's a lot of confidence coming from these gents, and I'm looking forward to it.
Love it. Well, let's kick things off. Race 1, we'll throw to you, Brett, on race 1 in the car. We're previewing 6 races, 1, 4, 5, 7, 8, and 10 at Albion Park. We'll start with race 1. Brett's?
Yeah, race 1's it's the last heat of a 10-heat series for junior drivers. And Victoria's favourite driver of many punters in Victoria, James Everson, is absolutely blitzing them. And he's got an unassailable lead with still 4 races to go. He'll be bringing home the trophy for sure. But in this race, I'm going with number 1, a horse called Geordie, which ran in another heat of this series on Tuesday at Albion Park, and it ran an unbelievable race. I didn't analyse the times, but the early stage of the race were just absolute suicidal pace, and it still kept fighting all the way and only just went down. Barrier 1, shorter distance over the mile, local driver, Chloe Butler, which is an advantage. And we'll be in front and we'll be winning at around 220, 240. We should be getting on the Betfair. And if you want to have an extra bet, you could back number 8 to run a place. He's going to trail it. And if you're in the bet and lay type punters, you'll definitely be leading. So if you want to get off at $1.50 or less in the run, you can have that option.
Yeah, good the confidence, Liam.
Oh, what a way to start. It's got a $2.40 winner. You can trade in the run if you want to trade in the run, and then a nice little $2.30 number 8 to run a drum following the leader.
How good's that? I think I'm excited, but I don't know if Ryan's so excited. You own a horse in this race, Ryan?
Yeah, mate, I do. The bottom one, Rocket City, he's kind of the second favourite in the race.
How does it feel to know you have no chance after Brett's just declared one?
Well, I'll tell you what, this is the race we've set the horse for since we bought him out of Western Australia a few months ago, and he's a bit of a free-running miler, this horse. So coming up with barrier 10 has really dented the confidence. So, yeah, without a doubt, Geordie's going to jump a clear favourite and be really hard to beat. I think my bloke will need a bit of a suicidal tempo to get a home over the top of him.
There you go. Well, pretty confident there. Brett is on number 1, Geordie. Just on these two gentlemen that are joining us, Liam, no better harness punters. You can find their stuff in the app, but absolute jets.
They are, and that's why we love getting them on for this show, which, we're not traditionally talking about harness that often, but when we do, we'll make sure we get the best to talk about it, because you and I wouldn't be finding any winners in this. We'll be following these guys in.
Exactly right. You can follow them in on the Betfair app, so follow them, turn your notifications on. Brett and Darren, brothers, the Carrolls, they shoot the lights out, and Ryan Spice does a brilliant job as well on the Betfair app. Let's move on to the Queensland Oaks race 4. Ryan, we'll throw to you this time. You both seem to be lining up a little bit here.
Yeah, we've got another odds-on favourite here in the Oaks. There's a New Zealand horse over being trained by Grant Dixon by the name of Captain's Mistress. She's kind of swept all before her. She had a stellar record in New Zealand. She came over here, jogged in a mare's quali, made a demolition job in the Redcliffe Oaks. And for some unknown explicit reason, she was left out of the Rising Sun, where she would have pretty much drawn barrier 1. And I reckon she would have gone close. She demolished them in the Consolation to the Rising Sun. Back to her own age and sex here. I don't think the second row is going to stop her.
There you go. You having a little Tommy 2 play there, or you're backing something else to place maybe?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a horse now trained by Ashley Alex Elwood from Victoria by the name of Manhattan Chic. She's come up with barrier 1. She won the Southeast Oaks at her last start. She was really impressive, but I just like the draw for her here. And there was sort of 250, 260 to place floating around, so I reckon that's a good bet.
Now, I'll give you first crack. You're both laying Cool and Classy, but why don't you like Cool and Classy, mate?
She just had a lot of tough racing in the last sort of 2 months, and I can just see her here having to work for it again, sit park, do all the donkey work. So, yeah, I just think she's had tough racing, and she maps to have to breeze again, so that's why I'm against.
You agree, Brett?
Yeah, the map looks really clear here. I think number 3, So Americana, I reckon it's like 90% it's going to lead. Manhattan Chick's going to sit behind it. Ruby Rules is going to be 3 peaks, and they're all really nice horses, but they're not in the same class as Captain's Mistress, as Ryan has suggested. It's in a different class. The other horses have all raced against each other and are all pretty similar types, and they can win with the right run. So you've got 1, 3, and 8 are all going to be good place chances. But in my opinion, as Ryan has suggested, this horse, Captain's Mistress, hasn't been beaten in this country, and I think it's going to be winning again. Yeah, and maybe, because of the barrier, we might get close to a flip of the coin on the fair.
There you go. What price are we looking at the moment for Cool and Classy? They're both laying that horse and Captain's Mistress as well, Liam.
Yeah, Cool and Classy to lay. We're at the $10 mark. So as the guy suggested, not much chance of winning the race. So hopefully get it beat. The favourite, Captain's Mistress, they're both pretty keen. They're $1.90. Hopefully get closer to the even money as they get there. But the 1, the 3, and the 8, the place chances, $2.30, $1.80, and $3.50. So they're the ones. And if Cool and Classy is lacking the class, as the guy suggests, then laying at the $2.30 might be the play.
There you go. Love that. Race 5, the Queensland Derby. We've gone from the Oaks to the Derby here. I'll throw to you first, Brett. How have you seen the Derby?
I actually find this race a little bit confusing because Hesitate's a really nice horse, and just for some reason it never really gets the money for me. And I'm sort of like, those horses you just don't want to go back to the well again on.
There's so many of them.
That stablemate has 1 and 3 in the race. That's a massive advantage. So I think that stable is going to control the race. So you'd be pretty foolhardy to back outside that stable because it's a massive barrier advantage over the main rivals.
There you go.
I'll throw to Ryan for some betting strategies.
Yeah, I saw this race pre-barrier draw. I was actually really keen to think that if Ribera drew a marble, he could definitely take it up to them and perhaps lead and win over the 2600. But now with Hesitate coming up with the pole draw, now trained by Luke McCarthy, this horse has just improved lengths and lengths. He doesn't really look shaky in his gait anymore. I think he can burrow through and do enough to lead. And he's got the stablemate Macbon and come out of barrier 3 who can run the arm as well and might just be able to protect him up a smidge there so he won't get crossed at the start. From there, there's no better big race driver than Luke McCarthy. And I think the Black Ogs shopped around 240, 250, Hesitate. I reckon that's a really good bet.
Very good. You're against one to place?
I think another runner I'd be keen to take on here would be Fade Awaits, who actually won the Rising Sun. He's drawn the back row here, and there's going to be not a peg's trip for him this time round. So, yeah, for me, it's just all about the trip here, and I'd be keen to take him on if he was short the drum.
There you go. Fade Awaits laying the place, Liam, and Hesitate the win. We've got a market?
Yeah, Fade Awaits, the place is $2.10, so a nice lay there. And Hesitate, withdrawn that poll, $2.60 in the market for race 5 in the Queensland Derby at Albion Park.
Look forward to seeing how the markets shape up at Betfair. No better place to watch the market and learn what it's doing on the night. So head to betfair.com.au or in the app. Let's head to race 7. Continue, Ryan. You're keen on one each way here in the Trotting Championship final.
Yeah, so this is the Inter-Dominion Trotters Grand Final worth $500,000. It's such a deep, even race. Pre-series, I really had splinters. I was sitting on the fence. I really didn't want to give a push for any particular horse. I thought it was wide open, and we pretty much got the final that we were all craving for. RC Phoenix and Bet and Win have got their frontline draws and will surely use their gate speed to try and take a forward position. And we've also got the Victorian Parisian artiste who's going to have to make a play for the top, I think, early doors as well. But I'm going to stick with the local hope. I've been a really big fan of a little trotter called Gus. He's got a big engine. He's had a bit of a perfect prep, I think. He's only made one little mistake in a lead-up race. He's been smashing the line, smashing the clock. And I'll tell you what, if there's any tempo, I think we might see the best version of this horse and we might have a hometown victory. So for me, Gus, 1/3.
Good name, Liam.
Yeah, sensational. I love the ones that, it sounds like you're naming a dog after it. But Gus is a nice price at the 1/3. We're $8.50 to win and $2.25 to place.
I love it. Brett, we saw Ryan mention Parisian Artiste. You like this horse?
I just think it's a fantastic chance, and the market's a bit topsy-turvy in a way because the favourite's drawn one. It deserves to be favourite, but $2.30, it's come up. It's a bit short considering, as Ryan said, this is a deep race. There's 5 genuine winning hopes. So there probably should be, those 5 horses should be $6 and under, not between 2 and 12, if you know what I'm saying. I love. And the talk, number 5, Bet and Wins, won 2 weeks, and the stable are talking it up big time that they're going to have a real crack early, which would be great for Ryan and I because we want a bit of that early pressure. This 3,100-metre race is 3 laps of the course. Gus was amazing last week. I was totally with Ryan on Gus because I was so taken with its last run. And for in-play punters out there, if you're watching the race and you see Gus 40 metres off the lead at the 1,200, do not lay this horse because it is remarkable the ground it can make up, So just that's what it does. Don't worry. Don't be alarmed. You can still win.
Good intel from a very good in-play punter.
Yeah. Parisian Artiste has really blossomed since it went up to Queensland. You never really know how horses are going to travel and how they're going to settle in and all that sort of thing. It's just, for whatever, a combination of reasons, it's just absolutely airborne. So it's probably going just as good as the favourite, yet you're getting the same price to place as the favourite is the win. So, yeah, I really think it's ticking some boxes for a place bet. We're probably going to end up getting about $2.50 on the fair, on the jump. So I'm happy to go with that and really enjoy the race. I reckon, as Ryan said, a really great race. The last 2 years, odds-on favourites won. So a bit of a boring spectacle. So this year looks like a good one.
Well, speaking of boring spectacles, the Inter-Dominion Pacing Grand Final is the next one on the race, and we've got a very short favourite, $1.24, but for Leap to Fame, an absolute star of the track. I'm seeing you guys are keen to go a bit wider in more of the place market. We got Captain's Knock, which is one that you're both keen on. We're getting 26 to win, around about $3.20 to place. You keen on that one? We'll throw to you first, Brett.
Oh, we're just going to eat that up, mate. The $3.20 a place. So we just have to wait till Saturday to make sure the number 8 is the emergency. If it gets a run, it'll take our spot behind the 1, which is Leap to Fame. We want to just tie a rope to Leap to Fame and just hang in there as long as we can. And I'm pretty confident it can run a place. Captain's Knock actually had 2 really hard runs in the heats. Didn't find the pegs at all. So find a peg tonight. Yeah, it's just a spot to be. Ryan and I are both pretty sure that Leap to Fame can actually hold the lead. It's not really his calling card, leading at the start, but he doesn't always have to use his speed because he's just too good. But I think tonight from barrier 1, he won't make any let's not throw any caution to the wind here and just get it done early and watch a champion win, which is never really boring, to be honest.
No, you're getting Black Caviar Winks odds for the thoroughbred fans there about an absolute star, Ryan, in Leap to Fame. But you see it the same with Captain's Knock?
Yeah, I do see that map playing out beautifully. I'm sort of 70% confident that Leap to Fame is going to be able to burrow through and lead them up. I got a few reference points for that opinion. We've seen from this 2,100 metre start point, we have seen horses like Path to Greatness and even back to Swayze, I think it was, in a Mr. Feelgood, be able to burrow through and do enough to keep their feet under and kick through and lead. Also, we've seen the last time Leap to Fame was really asked to run the gate was in the Cranbourne Cup, and it took Mac Dan, who was drawn right beside him, to absolutely redline to cross him at the start. So for me, I don't think Recaro Rebel or Speak the Truth are as quick as Mac Dan. So that gives me extra confidence that Leap to Fame can do enough to kick through. But from a winning perspective, even if he is crossed, it just won't matter. This horse is a powerhouse. It'll only take half a gap for him to be able to force off, and he'll be in front before they know it. But I'm confident that Matt will play out, and then Leap to Fame's just going to run amazing sectionals. The grandstand's going to be packed. Everyone's going to stand and cheer and see a champion do his thing.
So we're watching a star there in the Pacing Championship Grand Final of the Interdom Leap to Fame on Saturday night. We've got a couple of shorties early in the card that you've mentioned, a couple of roughies through the middle. Finish it off, boys. Race 10, the Queensland Derby Oaks Consolation. We'll throw to you first, Ryan. We've got a shorty, Strike 'em, $1.80. Will it win?
I'm a little too keen for this one. This is a Kiwi horse that's now trained by Shane Graham. He's won 2 from 15. He's had 1 start on Queensland soil. That was in the Derby qualifier. He come from 5 the back row, made a mid-race move, ended up with 1-1 cover. Hesitate was in front, ran a 53 trip for the 21. And this horse had the audacity to hit the line and just ate up the line. I was so impressed. They went up black odds, 215, 220. I think this horse is going to jump 2's on.
There you go. Brett, you agree?
Yeah, there's only one thing to stop this horse from winning, I think, if he gets a run in the Derby. It's his first emergency in race 5, the Derby. So if he gets a run in that, he'll take his place in that race and Ryan will be left with the refund.
There you go. Well, thanks, boys. Just quickly, one word, your best bet for the night. We'll start with you, Brett.
I'll stick with Geordie. Race 1, number 1.
Geordie for you, race 1, number 1. Ryan?
Yeah, in the last strike, I'm really keen there. And if anyone's sort of playing their multis early in the week, add the bank interest that is Leap to Fame and cheer the champ.
Love it. Well, thank you. It's been an absolute pleasure. Find all their best bets in the Betfair app. You can download the app if you don't have it. Click on notifications, click follow, and get their notifications and get their recap of the show. Gentlemen, been an absolute pleasure. Great to have you and good luck.
What's gambling really costing you? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.